Good morning, everyone. We got our microphone fixed from last week. One of the controls was just turned too far down. We couldn't hear this one. So, welcome today. Today is March 10th. It's a regular service. That's why there are no programs distributed. We'll just use our standard format for today. So, the first thing is, we'll have sutra chanting. And it's on the usual sutra, Jusege, page 23.
Can I ask that everyone please put your hands together in gassho or bow your head in contemplation as we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Knots, Namo Knots, Namo Knots, Namo Knots. Gagon Jose ga Can I ask that everyone please once more put your hands together in gasho or bow your head in contemplation? As we say once more together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Nox, Namo Nox, Namo Nox, Namo Nox.
It's still there. Well, I'm glad to see most of you had your clocks set to the right time. I guess these days most of us have interconnected clocks to Great Cloud or whatever. I happened to be awake at the right time this morning. I saw my mobile phone jump from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, or 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, whatever it's supposed to do. That was fun to see. Anyway, if you are able, please rise and we will read the three treasures that you'll find on page 3 of your purple book. And please remain standing after this for the Gatha or song, which will be in the white book. I know it's a bit challenging, but. So, the three treasures. Fortunate it is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us all reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony in the spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. We will, as I said, use the white book today for our song, our Gatha. It's I'm a Link in the Golden Chain, and you'll find it on page 72 of this white book. thank you. You may be seated, and thank you for the music lesson that made that song, that we all stuck together with it. That's great. Yes, and live music is always wonderful. Thank you, Judy. So now we will have a Dharma message. I hope that's the case. Yes, we will. Reverend Cindy, it's yours.
Can I ask that all of us either put our hands together in Gasho or bow our head in contemplation as I read these words from Master Shandao. Gannishi kudoku, byodo seisai, dohotsu bodaishi, ojo anna koku. May we share these virtues equally with one and all, and together attaining birth in the land of bliss. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Nuts, Namo. Well, hello everyone. I hope you all were able to adjust to the time change. Test. Because I am sorry to say, I am still a little bit sleepy after losing that hour. So I hope I don't ramble too much today, but that's what happens when you give me a mic. So again, I'm coming down today because today's not a special service, and this is, again, to show that even though I'm able to go up on the altar, I am still a regular human being. I am still the same as all of you, human beings. Just because I wear a robe and go up on the altar does not mean that I am a special person at all, because I am not. And so at the end of last year, I was starting to do these little tiny, it's not what you should know, but it's nice etiquette to know when you're here at the temple. And so if you miss them, please, you're welcome to go on our YouTube page and watch some of the non-special services, because I went over like how to do the burning of incense, the oshoko, as well as I talked about your rights and your lefts, and why we hold the onenju, right? This is called an onenju, thinking on Buddha beads. Hello? Oh, no, it's good. Why we hold these in our left hand as opposed to our right, and that when we put them together in gasho, that is the union of the left and right, which in Indian culture is the impure and the pure coming together. So today, I wanted to, this most likely will be a two-parter, because we have other days this month in which there will be nothing special. And so today will be the first part, and I wanted to do it on the ekoku part of our chanting. The ekoku is the merit transference part. I might have talked about this in another Dharma talk, but the ekoku is the merit transference part. So in Buddhism, there is this idea, well, I shouldn't say idea, but this notion that every single being has karma, right? Karma. And people have good and bad karma. But one is able to transmit that merit, that good or bad karma, mainly the good. You don't transfer bad karma to someone else. You give good karma to other people or other living beings, or to, in some instances, to those who have passed. Okay. But in our school of Buddhism, Jodo Shinshu, it is understood that the merit transference is not from us. Right? We are sentient beings, lowly human beings, right, who cannot do good marital acts. We cannot generate enough good merit to help another person. Right? That's the understanding in our school of Buddhism. we don't have that ability to give people enough good merit to be able to, as Buddhism's goal is to become a Buddha or to extinguish one's flame, right? To extinguish one's constant cycle in birth and death, in the cycle of birth and death, to extinguish that cycle. We don't have the ability to do that. And so every single time we chant, though, we do this merit transference. Right? We do this merit transference, even in our school of Buddhism. But then a few of you are probably saying, you just said that we're not able to give other people merit. And that is true too. That is true too. So it is understood that this merit transference is actually from Amida Buddha, the Buddha of immeasurable light and infinite life, the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion, who has gained so much good merit to be able to allow every sentient being to become a Buddha, to extinguish their suffering, their cycle of birth and death. And thus, it is understood that we do this merit transference. We say this merit transference because it is our understanding that Amida Buddha does this to us sentient beings without discrimination. And so we say this at the end of every single chant we do, which is why I quoted it at the very beginning of my talk. Right? And hopefully it sounded familiar. Usually it's a little bit more melodic, but this is what we chanted today was the Jusege, but at the end we did this phrase, the Gan Nishi Kudoku, Byodo Sei Isai, Doho, Doho Tsubo Daishin, Ojo Anakok. So a part of my mind was like, there's two different ways of doing it, which is what I'm going to do in the second part of, because I don't want to confuse you all. I don't want to confuse you all, because I have to go over the first part first. But we say this every single time we chant, right? This actually is a section from Master Shandao, one of the seven masters, one of the three Chinese masters. And he was the one that wrote this, that says that, excuse me, I have to look at the translation real quick because I don't want to give you the wrong answer to the translation. May we share these virtues, these merits, equally with one and all, and together attaining birth in the land of bliss. Right? This is the understanding for us Jodo Shinshu Buddhists. This is the understanding that the merit is shared between all of us equally. All of us equally. And thus we say it at the end of every single chant. We say this at the end of every single chant. And so, again, I don't want to make this too long, so I'm putting this into two parts. So that is part of my opening for this merit transference, this Ganishi Kudoku part. What I wanted to go a little bit more into today is a little bit on how we chant it. Right? This will be the first part of how we chant it. Right? Over the years, things change, which is totally fine. Right? Buddhism teaches us impermanence, right? That things change, that things are never constant. And so the chanting of this has changed over the years. And so one way that this has changed is this has definitely, the way that we chant, I was taught how to chant it, it's a little different from how I chanted it when I was younger. And I will highlight just the third line. Okay, got it. I have to always go through it. Don't worry, it's 3 line. It's the 3rd line. Oh no, sorry, it's the 4th line. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different one. Sorry. Again, the hour kind of threw me off, so I'm a little tired this morning. But the 4th line, ojo annakok. Ojo annakok. This literally means to be born in the land of bliss. This is to be born in Amida Buddha's Pure Land. And so, in Japanese, right, you wouldn't enunciate some of the other letters, right? So if I were to just say this line, it would just say, ojo annakok. Ojo annakok, right? But what I was taught is that you over-enunciate some of these vowels. So in Japanese, they tend to add a little u to some of the words, right, to elongate it, right? And in the past, you didn't have to over-enunciate. You could just say it. So back then, you would chant the ojo annakok part. Ojo, go with it. Ojo, da-da-da-da. So, sorry, I did it the new way. It's ingrained in me. But the new way, and I apologize, I'm probably off pitch a bit. Again, a little tired. But the new way, you over-enunciate the oo's. So if you take things down phonetically, the beginning, the second character is jo. But when you put it, break it down, it's jo u. Okay. So the new way of chanting it is o jo u. So you over enunciate the u. Like when you step up, you actually pronounce the u. Back then it was o jo, right? So there's a little bit of a difference. But I'm also not here to say what you do in the past is wrong. What you do now is right. Okay? That is not something that I'm here to say. This is to show how things have changed in permanence and how it does not matter how you chant this. Right? If you do it the old way, that is totally fine. If you do it the new way, that is totally fine. All I'm going to say is I'm going to do it the way that I was taught to chant, because if some of my senseis, if some of my teachers saw me chanting it the old way, not physically, but you know what I mean. So you will hear people do it the older way, right? Which is totally fine. It's totally fine. They're not wrong. They're not wrong, because at a time, that's how you used to chant it. So there's a newer way of chanting it. And I definitely know it's harder to chant like that. Something I really want to go over eventually is chanting when we do our monthly memorial service or special services. We do the Sambujo, which is the 3 respectful callings to Amida Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, and the Buddhas within the 10 directions, which is all the other Buddhas, to come and join the service. And that has changed a bit. I won't go into it a bit, but we could talk about it later on. But there are people who chant it the older way, which is fine. Because, right, it's hard to change. It's hard to change. And that's totally fine. Amida Buddha accepts us as we are, because we could chant what is most comfortable for you. again, I have to do it my way, but that's because all my teachers are watching. But you're welcome to do it your way. Your way. Your way. This is a way to also reflect on that ekoku part, how all the merit transference is equally transferred to each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. Because of Amida Buddha's infinite wisdom and compassion, which understands, right, that you are you, that you are embraced as you are. You are embraced as how you chant. Right? You don't have to be a great chanter. You don't have to be able to say, right, I take refuge in Buddha, Nam Myo Amida Butsu, right? And everyone has their own way of saying it. Right? Especially at the end when we say Naman Daps, Naman Daps, Naman Daps, which is a shorter version of Nam Myo Amida Butsu. Everyone says that at a different speed, at a different way. So I think that's wonderful, right? To be able to do things just as you are because of the infinite wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. So also looking at the time. Also, one thing I also wanted to talk to you about really quickly about the ekoku, right? People in Japan do the ekoku part, the merit transference part, different from here in the BCA, in the Buddhist Churches America, in America. And I don't know the reason why, because there's two different ways of doing the ekoku, doing chanting Jusege or some of the other chants. And one of them is the melodic version that we do. The other one is just a straight version, right? So the straight version and you could tell the difference with the first line. If you're not musical, that's totally fine. But it's all flat. So, Gani shikudoku myodo seisai nonbo daishin ojo anako. Right? That's just straight across. Rather than here in America, we go Gani shikudoku myodo. It's hard to go back and forth. Gani shiku no. What? Can someone do it? I'm getting all them mixed up. No, that's the Shoshin. Sorry, I was getting. That's why I was like, Gani shiku doku gyodo seisai do onai shin ojo anako. So I apologize. but there's another way to do it too, and that's only when you chant a certain one. But as you can see, the one that they do in Japan is straight across. It actually is a little faster because you don't have to change the pitches. But the one we do in America is also acceptable. And it's a little slower and because we have to do those pitch changes. But as you can tell, I am not a professional chanter or a singer or anything, so I apologize. The notes that I hit aren't exactly correct. But that's okay. That's okay. Even though I am the leader, I should be on point. But that's beside the point. Again, this just shows how imperfect I am. But again, that's okay. That's totally okay, right? You can chant how you would like. Chant how you would like. Because, again, as someone as imperfect as me, I am still embraced by the infinite wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha, who still shares their good merit to me. To us all. Because we ourselves realize I am a person who needs the outside help. As you can see, I am not a good enough person to generate that good merit to give to you all. I am not a perfect person. And thus, Amida Buddha is that being who allows me to reflect on myself, to realize that I do need that outside help to become a Buddha, to help end this cycle of life and death. And thus, we say the Ekoku, the Ganishi Kudoku, Byodo Seisai, Do Hotsubo Daishin, Ojo Annapo, with the realization that Amida Buddha is the Buddha who allows every single person to become a Buddha. So this was part 1 of the Ekoku, the merit transference. In a few weeks, there will be part 2. Just letting you know. And if you missed that, it'll always be online afterwards. And you can still see how imperfect I am, so. Okay, so if I could ask everyone to please put your hands together in Gasho, or bow your head in contemplation, as we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo.
Thank you, Reverend Cindy, for your Dharma message. You say it's nothing special. I think every week you do give us something special, and I appreciate it very much. So now we will, if you can rise, please do so, and we will read the Daily Creed of Jodo Shinshu. You'll find it in the purple book. I believe it's page 8, unless they've moved it again. Nope, there it is, page 8. Daily Creed of Jodo Shinshu. Realizing enlightenment is assured, and reciting the Nembutsu, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively. Understanding the oneness of life and cultivating self-reflection, I shall diligently attend to my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall help spread the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating the Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Okay, and oh dear, I did it backwards, didn't I? We usually do the song. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I did it. Are you now ready? There you are. Okay, we'll do Ondoku-san 2 on page Ondoku-san 2 on page 153 of the Purple Service Book. I am sorry for being topsy-turvy today. Thank you. You may be seated. Are there any first-time guests or people who would like to introduce themselves? Fine. Is there someone? No? You're shy? That's fine. You don't have to. Yeah. Hello. Welcome to have you here. You're welcome. You know, we're all human beings, as Sensei says, of different kinds, and you know, all of us had to come here for the first time sometime. Now, mine was way back when, before we had clocks, anyway. So, announcements from anyone?
Good morning. Just a quick reminder, we have a board meeting today after service in the back here. And then also some sad news, we've lost one of our fellow Sangha members, Wayne Mizuki, passed away earlier this week. So please keep Sally, Carrie, and Leslie in your thoughts. Thank you.
Good morning. It's not on your sheet yet, but keep in mind that we are having a plant sale again this year. It is on May 4th, and that's less than 2 months away, so we are looking for help. We'll have a sign-up sheet out in the back later on, but we will need donations of plants. If you haven't, now's a good time to start some seedlings, and we'll also need some pots if you have some extra pots, and let's see what else. Oh, decorative items, anything that's related to the garden, that'd be great. And I think that's about it. You can call me, text me, whatever. I'll have information on the back for you. But I'll give you more information later too. Thank you.
Well, it's that time again of year. That time again this year's almost for our BWAT. And the BWAT follows Hinamatsuri service and celebration. So I'm letting you know that there is a sign-up sheet on the back bulletin board. The difference with this tea is it's not a potluck like we usually do. It's a variety of tea sandwiches and fun and pretty food to eat. That's just a little different than usual. So please take a look at the sign-up sheet in the back. Also, again, to remind you that there are a couple of sign-up sheets on this front Community Connections bulletin board, and that's for the Auburn Clean Sweep. So we're getting close to at least having 10 participants. And I think I'll probably find out next week where we will be able to help the city of Auburn, and it's likely that we can do it at Veterans Memorial Park again. That's kind of what I'm hoping that we are able to do, because it was a fun spot. So thank you very much.
Next week, 9:30, ukulele practice. So practice up, be here at 9:30. I know some of you are just starting, but be here, 9:30.
Sorry, I'm deciding to do things from the ground now because it feels weird announcing from up there. But just a reminder, on March 24th, there will be a special guest speaker at the Tacoma Buddhist Temple. The special guest speaker will be Reverend Toshiyuki Umitani, the Bishop of the Honpa Honganji Mission of Hawaii. So Hawaii is its own, section, and then all of mainland America is another section. So Umitani Sensei is the new bishop of the Honpa Honganji Mission of Hawaii. Again, this will be the joint spring Ohigan service in 2 weeks, and it will be at the Tacoma Buddhist Temple You can look them up online. And if you're not able to, getting ahead of myself, at 10 a.m., so half an hour before. And if you are not able to go to Tacoma, because honestly, there's quite a bit of this construction now on one of the side streets now, so it's a little hard to find parking now, unfortunately, around Tacoma. But if you're not able to go, you could still come here. We will be having it live streamed for you. Again, it'll be 10 a.m. You're welcome to come here or to the Tacoma Buddhist Temple to listen to, I should say, Bishop Toshiyuki Umitani speak. Okay. Secondly, I am sorry, it is not, it is on your little handout sheet, but I just got this today. It's the Tacoma Buddhist Temple Sukiyaki fundraiser event. I made some copies out in the front foyer. It is for Sunday, April 21st. And the order deadline to pre-order your sukiyaki is April 13th. And I do have to stipulate that you have to pre-order, right? You have to pre-order. You cannot just go up and see if there's any meals left, because there most likely will not be. So please pre-order by April 13th. Order, and I tried to underline it, order online or with printed form and check. You could email them for the form at info@tacomabt.org, or excuse me, you could order online at Tacoma Buddhist Temple's website, tacomabt.org. They will have two different options with a dine-in that you could do from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and a drive-through from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, and each meal will be served with the sukiyaki as the main meal, a mochi cupcake, and Japanese rice, and tsukemono. Tsukemono is pickled veggies. Okay, and they're always so good. So please support Tacoma Buddhist Temple. Highlight two different dates, right? April 13th for the last day to pre-order your sukiyaki, and then Sunday, April 21st to pick up or dine in on that day to pick up your sukiyaki. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so we'll now close our service. We thank you for coming. Hope your favorites win tonight at the Academy Awards if you're so interested. So, like just for Sensei, her sequel on her Dharma talk today, hopefully it won't take several years as some of these movie sequels take for them to show up. Anyway, so our closing words, I have them here. We don't have our program. Many of you probably know them. So we'll do the best we can. My life is not only my life, but also the life of others' sacrifices, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Namo Idabats. Namo Idabats. Namanda. Namanda. Thank you all very much. Be safe. Enjoy the lovely weather, or at least the sunshine now. Thank you.